What's good, everybody? What's good? What's good, everybody? It is good to see everybody on this good Thursday night, Friday morning, late night Thursday night. Uh, Stream right quick, man. Something came across my attention earlier today, and I wanted to go ahead and get to it. I had work today, man. I had took a nap, man, before I went on and got back to it. But, um, and I had to get to it, man. I had to get to it. It's a conversation about Kroger and them shutting down automated warehouses. Like, yo, okay. Like, why in the heck are y'all shutting down automated warehouses? Okay, I thought automation was the future. I thought that you could save money with automation. I thought that robots were cheaper than human labor. But according to some news articles, that's not the case. So we're going to explore Kroger and how they are operating these businesses or these new warehouses. Because I'm like, okay, y'all telling us one thing. Y'all telling us that if these companies go the automated route, they'll be able to save money long term. They'll be able to be profitable. They'll be able to save money. And robots are just a whole lot cheaper than human labor. But not according to these news articles. And we're going to go ahead and get right on into it. We're going to check it out, man. We're going to go through about 4 or 5 news articles. We're going to check out some stock options. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and check out their stocks right now. As a matter of fact, and then we're going to go into the news because I like to, whenever companies start to shut down warehouses and lay off employees, I always like to see how that company is performing in the stock market. Is the value going up? Is it going down? Has it been performing well throughout the year? What's been going on for the past, 6, 7 months? I just like to know. That's what type of person I am. It always gives you a good inclination what's going on with the company, right? Like, okay, something had to shake. So let's go ahead and get right on into it, guys. I'm gonna share my screen, let y'all see what I'm looking at. All right. Get out the way, Ken. Gotta see this stuff. All right, there you go. Okay, as you can see, you got Kroger right now is trending at $65.90 per share, which ain't bad, which is very decent. And right now they're operating in the red. They've been in the red for 5 days, and this is what they've been doing over the last 30 days, operating in the red. They had a nice dip right here. All right. Operating for the last 6 months. They had one little spike right here back in August. Let me see. Yep. One spike right here in August, and then right before the holidays, they crash again. All right. But year to date, they are trending up. They are plus uh, almost $4. They're up 6.39% for the year. Anytime you can operate in the green, that's good. With a take your wins any way that you can get them. All right. So for the year, so for the last 6 months though, let me see, they haven't been too good, but year to date, they're doing fine. And just for the whole year, right, they're up 12%. So they're trending up, right? This is a publicly traded company. That means that if you wanted to purchase some stock in Kroger, you can. You go to any kind of trading platform, whether that's Yoohoo or Robinhood, just for the new investors. You can invade. You can invest, and then you'll be a part of the Kroger family. Um, because traditionally, right, what I do know about Kroger is a decent grocery store. My hometown, we used to have one. We had closed it down, I want to say maybe 30 years ago, and it never did reopen. But what I do remember from a Kroger, that it being a pretty good grocery store. They had a lot of different varieties in there, man. Some stuff that you wouldn't get at a normal at a lower end grocery store. I think we had ended up getting a Harris Teeter, and I really do think that sometimes these grocery and grocery chains, it's all about location too. It really is all about location. But Kroger is a Midwest company, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, let's go ahead and check out these news articles. Let's go ahead and get into something that I pulled up. Let's go ahead and get into it, man.
Kroger is making big changes after losing billions of dollars on its grocery delivery service.
Yeah, this has a lot.
That's crazy, right? Losing billions on their grocery delivery service. All right, let's billions, not millions, but billions.
A lot of people talking today. The first of the changes we're going to see: 3 fulfillment centers are going to close. WLWT News 5's Brian Hamrick live now with the story. Hi there, Brian.
Yeah, Mike, well, Kroger had hoped to make money off their online delivery services. Today, the company admitted they lost about $3 billion. That's billion with a B.
Hey, that's a lot. $3 billion. That's a lot.
For Kroger delivery drivers, it's a cold, rainy day.
All right. So, as you can see from the caption, let's close this down. There is a caption on the video. It says that shoppers rely more on Instacart and DoorDash. So Instacart and DoorDash is playing a part with the delivery services.
Not because of the weather, but the financial climate. The gamble to build an infrastructure that would compete with companies like Amazon has cost Kroger $2.6 billion in just a few years since they started the efforts in 2021. Now they're making changes.
What do you think when you see something like Kroger having to shift, and make adjustments like that?
Well, I think they're a big corporation. They know what they're doing. I think they know how to spend their money wisely.
Absolutely, absolutely. And this is the thing, right? I order groceries delivered to me all the time. Like, especially when I'm out here over the road. And this is a plug, too. While I'm out here over the road, I get groceries delivered wherever I'm sometimes at a warehouse, a distribution center, and let's just say that I'm at I don't know, Goodyear, right? I'm at a Goodyear plant, okay, a warehouse. I can order some groceries and have those groceries delivered to me by Instacart or DoorDash. And I want to say that I've had Kroger delivered to me as well. Instacart, DoorDash. Most of the smaller grocery stores, not your Walmarts and well, I had Target delivered to me too. But Walmart, you can't get Walmart delivered to you. Walmart isn't on DoorDash and Instacart. They got their own thing going. But Winn Dixie, Kroger, Food Lion, Aldi, Publix, those stores, they're on DoorDash and Instacart. And one thing about those services too, those services, those are independent contractors. They are not employees of those grocery stores. So that is a cost burden that isn't on those grocery stores. So that's a net positive for them.
Plan was to build about 20 e-commerce automated fulfillment centers around the country. They made it to 8, including one in Monroe, Ohio. Now, in a statement, saying this. Following a comprehensive review, Kroger identified opportunities to optimize its fulfillment network by closing facilities in Pleasant Prairie, Wisconsin, Frederick, Maryland, and Groveland, Florida in January, while monitoring the remaining facilities' performance. At the same time, Kroger is expanding relationships with Instacart and DoorDash.
So let's run that back. They said that they're monitoring other facilities. Y'all on the chopping block. Okay? Y'all on the chopping block, man. Okay? It's just a matter of time before they like, you know what? We don't have to pay drivers to deliver. We don't have to pay employees to pull orders. We don't have to operate this facility with these robots and have people come in maintaining the robots. We could just have, because what's going to happen is you could. This is what Walmart did, and it's pretty smart. And I don't know why other stores haven't pivot to this. Walmart uses its store as a warehouse. Okay, they got plenty room in the back. They expanded the storage right there. Um, and you can pull your orders. You have everything on overstock, so you can meet the demands of an in-store shopper and somebody who wants their groceries delivered as well. Like your warehouse, like your store is your warehouse, right? Your store is your warehouse. Your local stores will operate as a warehouse. You don't need a new light bill. You don't need a new um, lease agreement because they don't own these buildings, right? You don't need a new lease agreement. Utilize the space that you have, and Walmart is very smart at that. Other companies are pivoting to that. At least they should.
Remaining facilities' performance. At the same time, Kroger is expanding relationships with Instacart and DoorDash, among others.
Yeah, they're putting their stores on these apps. They probably going to try to figure out how they can be maybe at the top of the list as far as being visible on these platforms because that's what it's all about. These apps like Instacart and DoorDash, that's real estate. That's really all that it is. It's real estate. Hey, how do we get seen on your platform more? How can we make our company more visible on Instacart, on DoorDash, on what's the other one that we use? Uber Eats, right? Whatever kind of delivery service, you know. Let's spend money that way versus on actual labor and let the customers and the app service do the work from there. We spend the money, That way the customer can see us, because all we want, all a paying customer wants is our groceries delivered on time. We want to order what we want when we want, and it get to us in good fashion, man. Everything, you know, put together, no boxes crushed. Because I have received some dented up cans of salmon, and I was very disappointed, man. Very disappointed from Instacart. And what's the name of that store? It's like that in-house store that they have. I forgot the name of it. But Instacart, you owe me some canned fish.
You'd rather have Kroger bring it than Instacart or
Absolutely,
DoorDash.
yes.
And what's the difference?
I personally feel like the difference is I know when I've gotten stuff from
I really don't care.
Kroger delivery, they have personally shopped for it.
Kroger hasn't said when or if other centers would
Man, like yo, they got a driver, they got a truck. All of that is just coming out of Kroger's budget, and they're like, you know what? Nope. Like this truck, like nah, that's maintenance all year, right? That's fuel. Then we gotta pay the driver. We gotta have insurance. They like, nah, man. Nope. We're gonna get DoorDashers to drive their car, use their personal vehicle, put miles on that, put the wear and tear on your personal vehicle, and we'll take the money through the shopping and selling of goods and items. That's what we'll do.
close, or how many
Warehousing is going to be different moving forward. I promise you that.
trucks would continue to operate out of stores if the centers do close. For now,
Hell, delivery services will be different, because that's the opportunity right there. You know, it really is. Shit, if you could somehow cut into, if you can cut into that expense of DoorDash, like DoorDash right now they charge something like $5.99 for delivery services. If you can say, hey, shit, I'll deliver that mother sucker for $2.99, that'll add up. Now you got some competition.
a detour down
That's a
delivery
video.
lane, hoping investors and customers have sunnier days ahead.
Now, Kroger believes they can recover fairly quickly, according to what their estimates are. They think that by 2026, they can get $400 million ahead on their e-commerce and online services. Reporting live, Brian Hemrick, WLWT, News 5.
All right, Brian, thank you. How about this news? Taft's high school football team.
All right. So that's one news article. We're going to go to another one right quick. Yeah, man. We're going to go to another one. There's about 4 videos that I've picked up. All right, give me a moment. I think we just watched that one, right? Let me see.
Kroger is making big changes.
Okay, we just watched that one.
Well, in Pleasant.
There we go. Here's the next one. Let's go.
Prairie, Kroger is closing a fulfillment center and laying off hundreds of people after just 3 years in operation. It's one of 3 Kroger centers closing next year. Montse Ricosa talked to people that are worried about what this all means.
This Kroger fulfillment facility opened in 2022, but less than 4 years after its
2022, man. That is that was the COVID years, right? They try to take advantage of that COVID stuff, man. I don't blame them. Like you can't blame a company for being reactive. You can't blame them for being reactive, but what you really want from a good company is to be proactive.
opening, it's set to close.
I don't know. I don't think it's right.
The fulfillment center, located off of Kenosha County H in Pleasant Prairie, opened in 2022, bringing in hundreds of jobs to Kenosha County. But in a news release Tuesday, Kroger announced it's shifting its focus to e-commerce, specifically with delivery services. That means the $112 million, 350,000 square foot fulfillment network facility will close February 1st of next year.
I think it's terrible. It just opened not that long ago, and all these people losing their jobs before the holidays. Everybody's already struggling enough.
It's a discouragement for a lot of people in this area, though. I think it was a good facility.
So we got the Midwest, we got Ohio and Milwaukee. Boy, that Midwest been getting hit left and right, man. The Pepsi facilities up there closed. Now you got these warehouses closing. I wonder if politics got anything to do with it too, right? Like you just gotta throw that out there. Like, does national politics play a part, right? You know, the tariffs, Donald Trump. Does any of these things play a part in how Kroger is doing business in the Midwest and with these facilities closing? But these supposed to be automated facilities, though. It's supposed to be cheaper, right? It's supposed to be.
Mariano Rosales says his son used to work at the facility and is disappointed in Kroger's decision.
It's a tragedy because, I mean, I've heard of other, areas and stuff. They're closing, other facilities, and I don't know what's going on with the economy right now.
Kroger CEO in a press release said this move will, quote, make shopping easier, offer faster delivery times, provide more option to our customers, and deliver profitable sales growth.
Hold up, man. See, you got to stop the cap. Stop the cap. We're taking decisive action to make shopping more easier. Offer faster delivery times. Provide more options to our customers, okay? So you mean to tell me DoorDash and Instacart can do a better job delivering your product than you? Well, you got yourself a problem right there. We can do your job better than you. That's what you're saying. Dang. Make shopping easier. So now instead of going to the Kroger website, well, you could go to the Kroger website and click on DoorDash. I guess whoever you would want to deliver your groceries, right? DoorDash, Instacart, Uber. I guess that'd be easier. But you mean that DoorDash, Instacart, and all of these other services were more efficient than you? You know what? Maybe the CEO said, you know what? Our job is to provide the goods. We have the brick and mortar place to house these things that you want. We're gonna let somebody else do the shopping and the delivery. We got the relationships with these businesses like Kellogg's and different meat companies, right? Somebody else gonna have to deliver though. That ain't our expertise. Nope, that's not what we do. Mm-mm. Too much gas, too much. We don't know logistics like that. We don't know that side of logistics, right? We go from business to business versus business to customer. Hmm. Let's go.
Profitable sales growth. A $2.6 billion hit is expected in Kroger's fiscal third quarter due to these closures. However, they expect
Hold on. Let's run that back now. How much money? How much money? How much money they
is
said?
expected in Kroger's fiscal third quarter due to these closures. However, they expect profitable sales growth. A $2.6 billion hit is expected in Kroger's fiscal third quarter due to these closures. However, they expect e-commerce operating profits to improve by $400 million next year. 211 employees at this site received notice of their layoffs.
Is that bad math or am I tripping? 1 billion is more than 400 million. Am I tripping or what? Am I tripping or what? Because I kept listening. Am I tripping? I'm not
To our
tripping.
customers and deliver profitable sales growth. A $2.6 billion hit is expected in Kroger's fiscal third quarter due to these closures. However, they expect e-commerce operating profits to improve by $400 million next year. 211 employees at this site received notice of their layoffs. The other facilities closing are in Maryland and in Florida.
All right, because what about the families now, right? These people, they look for this company to be a pillar in the community. Man, that's the thing with me. I ain't gonna hold you. Right? We be looking for these companies to be pillars in the community, and they just end up packing their damn doors and leaving. Right? And that should be so ooh wee. Like we put our trust in these big companies, and they just let us down every damn time, man. They let us down every time, man. We got one more. Um, we have one more video that we're gonna go ahead and check out, and then we're gonna go ahead and get on up out of here, dog.
For a big hit to Lake County's economy, grocery giant Kroger announced today it's going to close its automated facility in Groveland.
More than 1,000.
What? Closing the automated business?
People are employed there, and the impact is already being felt. West News' David Jones live outside the Kroger facility. And David, the company opened this just a few years ago.
They did. One county commissioner says in many ways today's news feels like a profit-driven betrayal, especially after Kroger opened this facility here just a few years ago, promising a large-scale investment and hiring in 2021. Now they're pulling.
Man, the amount of politics that go into bringing in a business like Kroger into your community, right? The amount of conversations that need to be had, some dollars that had to be exchanged. I know the community is pissed. I know there are some people who feel more than betrayed, man. They're probably raged right now. Here it is, a company with a good brand name. They come to your community, open up shop, make all these promises of being around so you can possibly retire. This is a quote unquote good job, long term job. You can retire here. You can you can participate in profit sharing here. Just for you to show up to work one day and they said, Your services are no longer needed. God
out
almighty.
of Lake County, closing this distribution center along with two others in other parts of the country. West 2 took a tour of the facility back when it opened. It's become the county's seventh largest employer since opening. The Ocado company, which operates the robots inside the facility.
So we getting some video shots of this facility. I'm gonna search YouTube and see if they got any more video footage of these robots moving around.
Was the ninth largest taxpayer in the county last year. County staff say Kroger's initial investment was $131 million. Ocado's was $150 million, and even that they had been told of upgrades being made here at this facility. So this news blindsided them. Lake County staff stressed the county is still open for business. They still are looking to attract large employers, and they're going to do what they can to connect impacted people with work. But Commissioner Sean Parks tells me this news has been...
You know, that's interesting, right? I did not know that all of this went down at a warehouse, at a distribution center. Like, you got a produce section, you got meats in there. You know, I was just having a conversation about quality control. Like, I wonder how much of this plays a part in quality control. Like, how much food is being wasted, you know, just on quality control, you know? Shrink. A lot of money. A lot of companies close their doors because of shrink. They can't control theft in their company. Or let me not say theft. They can't control the lost items. So they got to close up their doors, man. Got to make it up somehow.
Devastating for Lake County.
There are decisions that are, strictly business and financial made, at headquarters in a different state, far away from here. But it's the personal, ramifications to the personal effects, if you will, that in my heart, I feel betrayed.
He says his feelings of betrayal are shared by people he knows who work at Kroger. Parks says there were incentives made to attract Kroger here, long-term investment incentives that were meant to be spread out over a decade, but now will be cut short. So far, the county has given grants totaling $460,000 to Kroger and $871,000 to Ocado. Now those are performative-based tax incentives paid out to the companies after they each pay their full property tax bill. The city of Groveland says 1,400 employees are being impacted. They say, we understand Kroger.
Man. The amount of politics that goes into bringing in a facility like that in your community, and for that company to say nope, we renege on our deal. That's tough, man. That is tough. Kroger got to make it right. Kroger got to make it right somehow, man. They got to make it right. Move. Hey, if 1,000 people, let's say, I don't know, 5,000 people altogether are impacted by the closing of these buildings. I'm going to just say 5,000. Offer them a job someplace else. Okay? Hey, we can't offer you a job in this city, but there's another one 200 miles away. We know that is whatever. It may be an inconvenience, but we do have some place for you to go because you are a part of the Kroger family. Make it right, Kroger. God damn.
Announced this morning it would close 3 automated facilities, including Groveland, as part of an effort to improve its e-commerce profitability. We don't yet have a specific date, but the closure is expected sometime in January 2026. Meanwhile, Parks says the county's economic development team is working to connect some of these impacted workers with potential jobs. He says that it's his hope that Kroger may make some brick and mortar investments to try and cushion the blow from today's news, but that's still, all of this news definitely stings for them. Covering.
That's a fact, though. That is a fact, though. All right. I think I have one more, and we're gonna. I think I have one more video. We're gonna check them out.
We are now hearing from people in Lake County who say one of the
Yep. Because this is just an interesting story, man. Because I follow this type of stuff, man. Because I'm in supply chain, right? So I have to stay on top of this type of stuff, man. All right, let's get active.
We are now hearing from people in Lake County who say one of the county's biggest employers shutting its doors is going to hurt them. We told you yesterday Kroger is closing its facility in Groveland. West 2's David Jones flying over it right now in Chopper 2. David, Kroger's laying off around 1,000 employees in this one.
Yeah, Kroger says about 1,000 employees will be impacted just here in the Lake County facility alone. Not to mention this facility, which is really brand new. It just opened in 2021. Kroger's main distribution center for Florida. Around 1,400 employees statewide will be impacted. Kroger is Lake County's 7th largest employer, so it's just going to be a massive hit here.
A lot of trucks. I see a lot of Kroger trucks too.
It's just going to be a massive hit here. A notice to the state shows Kroger plans to shutter 4 locations, including one in Rockledge and the massive distribution center in Groveland.
Hold on now. All right, so you got a location in Tampa and Jacksonville. Huh. Man. So you got 4 more facilities in Florida. You know what's wild? I'm gonna say this too. It's all about regions. Florida is a Winn-Dixie state and Publix state. Publix and Winn-Dixie is king in Florida. You know, if you're from down there, you already know people do their shopping at Winn-Dixie, Publix. Those the top 2. Everything else is like y'all fighting for third. But man, look at that, bro. 4 cities impacted.
In Groveland, it's 1,400 Kroger employees statewide, including around 1,000 workers in Lake County.
It's scary not knowing what the future is going to hold for us.
Trisha's husband is a driver at Kroger. He has been since they opened.
This just really happened at the wrong time.
We blurred her face because her husband plans to work until the last day possible and receive a $2,500 severance.
Kroger pays
$2,500 severance. More than likely, man, that's crazy.
Really well, and I am in fear that my husband is not going to be able to find a job that pays at least what he's making at Kroger right now. You know, I'm covered under his insurance, so now we'll have no medical come February 1st.
Yep.
Literally no one that works in the Groveland facility even knew what was going on.
Amanda's husband also works there.
We have an 8-year-old son who's on Kroger insurance, and now,
the kids.
We might not even have that come February.
Kroger earned about $1.3 million in performance grants from the county, paid out on an annual basis after the company pays its property taxes. It was a 10-year agreement.
It's very hard.
Okay, so they receive kickbacks after paying their property taxes. Like the numbers aren't adding up. The numbers aren't adding up because it's all about numbers and it's all about business at the end of the day, right? These facilities, these automated facilities, cost more to operate. You know what? And I'm gonna say something else too, right? I was having a conversation a few years ago about DoorDash, um, Uber, uh, Lyft, and these companies aren't even profitable. They're not, even though you see them everywhere. They're growing and they're scaling, but these companies, they are not profitable. They're tech companies, and what they're doing is that they're just kicking the can down the road. Hey, we can do this. We can do this. They're selling the hope and the dream, and they're getting more investors, right? So it looked like, hey, this company is growing. They're generating cash. Well, what they're doing is they're getting investments. They're not generating profits through their services, though. Hmm. Delivery service is a very the profit margins are very thin, very thin. So in order to really turn a profit, you're gonna have to run a very tight ship. How do you run a tight ship? First thing you got to do, cut costs. And what's the highest cost for any kind of company, any kind of business? Labor. How do we do it? Hmm. Robots aren't the answer. Contractors are. Let's go.
Insurance, and now we might not even have that come February.
Kroger earned about $1.3 million in performance grants from the county, paid out on an annual basis after the company pays its property taxes. It was a 10-year agreement.
It's very hard
I wonder how much the property taxes were for that facility per year.
to shop for a big family.
Jennifer McIntyre, a Kroger shopper and Leesburg resident, says delivery plus the cost savings when compared to other chains helped her feed her family of 10.
Now I'm worried about
Wow.
what I'm going to have to give up. You know, are we going to have to buy less of what in order to make my budget stay the same? Because with what we have, you can't.
And whether the incentive money will be recouped is something that's still up in the air. The county will not be paying it, though, any further. At least one county commissioner says he views it as a breach of contract, and he wants to explore ways to get that money back. But the bottom line right
A breach of contract. Nice. That's an interesting idea right there. Breach of contract.
now, lots of families set to be out of work here in Lake County right as the holidays approach. Covering Lake County, live from Chopper 2, David Jones, West 2 News.
Man. That's an ugly picture right there. Why is that? All right. So that's Kroger. That's what they got going on, man. They are shutting down facilities in 3 states. Um, Thousands of employees will be impacted by this right here. Um, Automated, they sell you the idea that automated buildings and automated services is the way. And as you can see, no, it's not. Okay. Um, Contractors. What I will say is that companies moving forward, you will see less and less of employees and more contractors coming in, 1099 employees. where a facility probably had maybe 100 people on staff, right, in one building, it'll probably be maybe um, a 30-40 split, maybe. I mean, a 30-70 split. 30% paid, 70% of that company will be 1099 employees. Somehow we're going to have to keep America employed. Somehow, man. And we're going to have to get real creative on how we do it, too. The Midwest, down south, hell, out west, too. We're going to have to get real creative on how we create industries that employ, that keep Americans employed, man. Retail and retail services is changing up. Warehousing changing up. Supply chain deliveries is changing up. We're gonna have to figure this thing out, man. We're seeing way too many companies closing its doors this year. Pepsi, Kroger. I saw Target closing. There was a Walmart. I thought I'd never see the day I'll see a Walmart just close its doors, pack up shop, and just leave a town. Usually, when a Walmart closes doors, it's because they're opening a brand new facility someplace else. But this Walmart was like, nope, we up out of there. We're gonna have to figure this thing out, people. We're gonna have to figure this thing out. All right, y'all got the news, man. This your boy, man, Big Money Trucker, man. Let me know what y'all think about this news right here. Kroger closing up, thousands being laid off. Y'all let me know what y'all think, man. Y'all leave a comment. Hell, make another reaction video to this news, man. Hey, until next time, man. Y'all stay safe, stay legal, and stay sucker free, man. We out.